The sun is shining in the middle of the afternoon, in the middle of January in Vancouver, which is a rare experience. So I have zero complaints, except for the fact that it's funneling in through the window that I'm sitting next to and putting all kinds of shadows on my face and on the wall. But I figured that you all are here to get tools and teachings and information and not for a shadow-free talk. So I think we're gonna be good. But I'm coming to talk today about building trust within ourselves. And I gave a shortened version of this talk over on my Instagram stories. And so many of you had messaged me and said, could you please do a YouTube talk on this? Because it was really helpful, but so temporary with Instagram stories. It has that 24-hour turnover. And I want it to have a more permanent spot so I can go back to it, listen to it, and share it with other people that would find this helpful. So that is what we are doing today. I'm going to talk to you about the importance of thinking in bigger picture and taking responsibility for our choices and how that has such a profound impact on our relationship with ourselves. And ultimately, building a strong relationship with ourselves is not just great in and of itself because, we are stuck with ourselves 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for our entire lives. So it makes sense to have a good relationship, a solid, secure, even amazing relationship with this person who we cannot get away from. But also because it helps to build our confidence and our self-esteem, and it changes how we are showing up in our lives, what we are creating, what we are building, what we are accomplishing, how we are relating to others is significantly transformed when we have a strong, secure, healthy, and confident relationship within ourselves. And this tool is going to help you with that. I think you're going to find it helpful. It's one that I live by, that you'll see in this story that I teach to my children, and hope that you get a lot out of it too. If you're new here, welcome to our incredible little corner on the internet. Take a second, introduce yourself in the comment section below. If you are back again, it is always good to have you here. I appreciate my consistencyers. I was gonna say my regulars, but that just felt like we were at a bar and you're like my regulars at the bar, which this is very much not that, but the people who are consistently showing up and commenting and connecting and creating conversation. Love and appreciate having you here as kind of like our solid base, and also love having all the newbies. So yeah, jump in with us, jump into the conversation in the comment section below, and it is so good to have you here. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. The button's about right down there. You'll get notifications when new videos come out. And if you get something out of this video, if you could take a second to like it, super helpful. And then, share it if you think that other people would benefit from learning this. Either way, my name is Kristina, and I am a registered clinical therapist, a researcher, a coach, and the creator of my membership community, the Shift Society, where we are taking the concepts that we are talking about here, taking them to a deeper level, learning a step-by-step, research-backed process for changing your brain into being more intentional and in charge of how you think, feel, and show up every day. And you're doing it with accountability and support from me and the other amazing Shift Society coaches. So you can get information about that in the description below. Get on the wait list for the next time we do open up registration. I help heart-centered humans break through the crap that is holding them back so that they can like themselves and their lives more every day. And what I'm going to talk about today is this really subtle piece of crap that you might not think is a big deal, but it actually is a bigger deal than you might realize. And that is this concept of following through on your commitments. So what this looks like is obviously very simple, when you make a commitment, you follow through on it, even if it's not super convenient, even if you might not totally feel like it, even if, you know, you made a commitment at one point and now kind of are like, I don't know if I really want to do this, but you follow through on it. Now, for those of you who tend to be overcommitters, who commit to everything, who can't say no, who don't have boundaries, this talk is not going to be for you. We need to have a whole other talk about not committing to so many things and really being intentional and honest with yourself about what you can take on so that you can be following through on these things that you commit to without getting overwhelmed and overstressed and overburdened. But how this talk came about is a few weeks ago, my eldest daughter, Hadley, who is going on 10, came home from school one day saying how tired she was. And she was talking about that she was exhausted and that she didn't want to go to soccer practice. And she was like, I'm not going. I'm too tired, Mom. I can't do it. I'm not going to do it. She didn't say I can't do it. She said, I'm not going to do it. And I said, Hadley, I think I know why you're so tired, but I want to hear it from you. Why are you so tired? She's like, I don't know. I'm like, I think you're tired because you went to sleep late last night. And she's like, yeah, maybe that's true. And I said, and Hadley, why did you go to bed late last night? And she said, because I was reading. And I said to her, remember the conversation we had last night about you asking me if you could spend a little more time reading, if you have some more time to read. She's really into her book. And she, like, which I love, supporting reading, like all about reading, my kids getting into reading and supporting the reading. But, you know, she said, I want to stay up late and I want to read for longer. And I said, you know what's going to happen is you're going to be tired tomorrow if you do that. No, I won't. I'll be fine. It's okay. Mom, just let me read a little longer. And like, I promise, like it'll be fine. And I'm going to be fine. And I just need to read a little longer. And I was like, okay. I'm going to let you make that choice for yourself tonight. You can read a little longer. Now, fast forward to the next day when she's like, I'm too tired to go to soccer practice. And we discovered through the process of elimination that the reason why she was so tired is because she chose to stay up late reading. And I said to her, Hadley, you made a decision to stay up late reading, which has created the result of you being tired, but you also have this commitment to go to soccer that you need to fulfill. Your team is relying on you. Your best friend is relying on you, who's going to be here any minute to pick you up. She's relying on you to be there because she has more fun when you're there, just like you have more fun when she's there and you enjoy it more. So your best friend is relying on you. Your team is relying on you. And also you are relying on you. You need to not let yourself down with this one. You need to follow through on that commitment that you made because it's good for you to build trust within yourself. It's also good for you so that you can make responsible choices for yourself with the full awareness of what the consequence or outcome or result is going to be. So you made the choice to stay up late, which resulted in you being tired. But even still, you still need to fulfill that commitment to go to soccer practice, even though you're tired because you made that choice to be tired. And the reason why this was so important that I insisted that she follow through on going to soccer practice is because I didn't want her to get into the pattern of indulging like a desire or a craving in the moment that was going to, in the future, have a negative impact on something else. So I'm wanting to teach her big picture thinking. And this isn't just for 9 or 10-year-olds. This is for all of us. And I see this a lot. And I sometimes fall into this trap as well, where I'll make kind of an indulgent choice in the moment without taking full awareness and responsibility of the consequence that this is going to have. If I am procrastinating on something and putting it off and, organizing something in my house or going out and running some errands that don't actually need to be run, or if I'm scrolling social media and spending a little more time on that than is good for me, then I have to be aware that that is a choice that I'm making in that moment. But sometimes I make that choice and then it ends up that I don't get other things done that I needed to get done, that I fall behind in certain areas, that I am too tired to follow through on things, and it makes it more challenging to do that. And so I do that myself as well, where I'm kind of indulging this thing in the moment and not thinking about how it's going to impact me later on. Or if I'm sitting down to have a treat and I'm like, I'm going to have 2 cookies because that is going to be delicious. And then I'm like, I feel like having more and more and more. And then I feel sick afterwards. Or, I feel kind of sluggish the next day. And I'm not really thinking about the consequence that this is going to have. I'm just indulging this desire in the moment. And now I am not saying that it's not okay to indulge desires of the moment, as long as you're going into it with your eyes wide open, knowing what the bigger consequence is going to be, what the bigger outcome is going to be, how it's going to impact other things, and then consciously making that choice. I know I'm going to stay up late reading and I'm going to be tired tomorrow, and I am willing to accept that outcome. And I also know that I have these commitments that I still need to follow through on, because other people are relying on me and I am relying on me. And so by insisting that even though she was tired, she still goes to soccer practice, it's creating this discomfort and maybe even a little bit of pain, like not, astronomical amounts of pain. I told her, as soon as you get home from soccer, you can put your jammies on, you can get into bed, and you can you can read for a while, and we'll still have lights out early enough that you get a good sleep. So they're not feeling this way tomorrow. But teaching her that she is going to take responsibility for the choices that she makes, and creating that little bit of discomfort or pain by her going to soccer practice even though she was tired, so that she remembers that for next time, that, okay, if I want to stay up late reading, maybe I shouldn't do that, and maybe I should just close it down for tonight because I don't want to feel tired, and I'm going to fulfill that commitment. That's important that I fulfill and stay true to my word, because my word is important. And I continue to build trust with myself and trust with others when I follow through on the things that I've committed to. It helps build my relationship with myself and with others. And so I'm going to make that conscious choice and become more aware of that. And so for ourselves, even as adults, looking at, if I make this choice now, fulfill this craving, indulge this desire, engage with this want, that's not right or wrong or good or bad. It's just an experience that I'm having, but being honest with how that is going to impact other things in the future. How is this present decision going to impact my future self? And is that an impact that I want to have to deal with or not? So taking that, thinking about that. Let me know in the comment section below, what are some things in your life that you're like, you know what? I want to be more intentional about making conscious choices around this thing, and I'm going to practice thinking about the bigger picture and taking responsibility for the well-being of my future self. I'm going to take responsibility for the well-being of my future self by being conscious and responsible with the decision that I am making now. And not only will my future self feel better, be able to be closer to the goal, be able to fulfill the commitment, be able to follow through on the things I said I would do, but it's also going to help me build trust and stability within myself when I am making choices that are in alignment with my future self, when I'm making conscious choices for myself and I am acknowledging how that's going to impact my future self and deciding accordingly, and then also making sure that I follow through on my future self if this is about a decision I'm making now impacting me tomorrow, but then continuing to fulfill that, fulfilling our commitments, following through. That builds trust within ourselves, and the foundation of any solid, secure, and healthy, thriving relationship is trust. If you want to learn simple yet powerful steps to build your self-trust, I have a workbook for you. It's called The Simple Steps to Self-Trust, and it's going to walk you through step by step how to build that solid foundation of trust within yourself with simple little shifts, with simple little changes and tweaks to make to your everyday life and to your everyday thoughts that are going to have a big impact and just make you feel more solid and secure and confident in who you are. Make sure you grab that simple steps to self-trust. Get on the wait list for the Shift Society. Let me know what you found helpful about this talk. And until next time, take good care.